Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for a long-awaited another episode of the Handle That podcast. And wow, it's been a lot of stuff going on. One of the main things that have been going on is that recently, like a couple months ago, I acquired my Class A CDL, right? So I'm all over the country. I've been as far west as Iowa, Texas, as far north as New York. I was in Jersey. I was in New Jersey like last week, right outside of New York. I could literally see the city and shit like that. And it's cool, man. So, you know, I wanted to just throw that out there. I'm definitely going to be taking the podcast with me. I'm going to be doing, you know, episodes from the truck, every state that I go to, you know, when I'm done for the day. I'll make it apparent to let people know exactly where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I might be in Texas. Sometimes I might be in New York. Sometimes I might be in Pennsylvania, Arkansas, Tennessee. Who knows? But we're going to jump right into this thing here. ShaCarri Richardson is special, right? If you don't know, ShaCarri Richardson just failed or recently failed a drug test for marijuana. Now, I'm gonna preface this by saying that I don't know the specific, you know, drug regulations and things like that go into qualifying for the Olympics. I didn't. I mean, I know steroid is a big no-no. Duh. You know, steroids in professional sports across the board is a big no-no. But people still do it. Keep that in mind. They just do it in certain ways, right? So she popped positive for marijuana, and I just feel weird about this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm kind of on both sides of the fence, like, as far as understanding goes, because it's no surprise that, and I hate using this term, it's no surprise that black athletes get held to a much more aggressive standard than everybody else. And ShaCarri is special. When I say she is special, I just watched her recent the qualifying race that she did to get into the Olympics. I just watched that when it happened, and as soon as I saw her take off, because I've known about her for about 2 years now, and as soon as she took off, I was like, you know, okay, she's good. Her takeoff speed, you know, definitely needs improvement. But she has this like ridiculous like gap closing speed. It doesn't matter how much of a jump you have on her. It doesn't matter how far out you get in front of her. She is going to catch you, right? It's like when she fucking gets on that dead straight and is going straight down the line, nobody can come close. She is special, right? And when you produce in athletics at a level like that, it tends to raise a lot of eyebrows, because you're naturally so much better than everybody else. People assume that there has to be something else, you know, there has to be a different element to go into it, which would be the reason why you're so much better than everybody else. And then, you know, I seen all the stupid ass fucking jokes about, oh, she looks like a man, and oh, she's built like a man, she might be a man, and all of this fucking stupid ass shit. It's like, you know, the jealousy of people, you know, and sometimes I hate to say it, and sometimes it be your own people. You know, the jealousy of some people when a person is doing something that you wish you could do, or you could do, you're just too fucking lazy to put in the work to do it. That type of jealousy probably runs the deepest in a lot of people, right? And you really can't do anything about that. You only have to disassociate with certain people. You know, they're going to show you who the fuck they are, right? People are going to show you who they are all the time. It's up to you to decipher and figure out who the hell they are and get the fuck away from them. But not to get off topic, she pops positive for marijuana, right? To add on to what I said about, you know, it's no secret that, you know, black athletes and things of that nature, until the rules change, and I just hate to say shit like this, but it's the truth. Until the rules change, you have to, when you operate in somebody else's system, when as far as like sports and things of that nature, you have to kind of like you have to operate within that system without going out of bounds, if that makes sense, right? So, and I know somebody's gonna hear that and they're gonna be like, oh, what about, you know, all the crazy shit that's going on right now? I'm not talking about that. That is completely different. I am strictly talking about, and you people, the people are going to say shit like that, right? I know people are gonna say shit like that, but I'm specifically and strictly talking about sports and athletics. Sports and athletics. Okay? All right, now that we got that done, okay, we're good. There are certain rules and regulations that go into it, right? And if you want to be a part of that, because it is a choice, you choose whether you want to be a collegiate athlete, an Olympic athlete, a professional athlete. You choose this shit, right? And if you do that, you have to operate within the confines of the rules and regulations of that specific, you know, of that specific sport or whatever. So if they say, hey, no steroids, no drugs of any kind, unless it's prescribed by a doctor, no, you know, no misrepresentation of the sport, no this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. And you do all this, you perform well, we give you millions of dollars. Simple, right? Simple. And you always going to have people that want to kind of like go against the grain. You're always going to want to have people that go against the grain. And when you go against the grain, because I'm trying to tell you, right? She only got caught. Athletes on every level abuse drugs all the fucking time. See, I'm real big into bodybuilding. I love the sport of bodybuilding, right? In bodybuilding, there's a thing called a steroid cycle. Obviously, in professional bodybuilding, the human body cannot get to that physical, you know, level where the muscles are just bursting all over the place. Just give me 1 second. Oh man, I'm drinking on this Synergy Raw Kombucha. It's called Guava Goddess. Real good for the tummy. But the human body cannot achieve that level of muscle mass without an extra element. So what most bodybuilders do, you cycle on while you're in the off season. You cycle on, not in the off season, I'm sorry. You cycle on while you're, you know, getting ready for a competition, right? And then in the off season, that's when you start to cycle off, right? NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, Olympia, or Olympics, no different, right? Now, do I have the proof to back this up? Of course I don't, right? But the real ones know. Trust me. These guys and girls cycle this shit all the time. Up until the point to where they have to take the drug test, that's when they lay off the shit for a little bit. But, you know, regardless, aside from all of that shit, excuse me. When you decide you want to do this thing, man, you can't make, these are the mistakes that you can't make, right? It's kind of like going for a job. If you're going for a new job and you know this job pays a lot of money and you know they're going to drug test you, why would you smoke weed? Why would you go to a party where there's going to be weed being smoked? Right? Because I have been in situations to where I've gone to parties and I have caught the craziest contact high. I mean, it's clouds all in that motherfucker and I'm not smoking nothing and I'm just inhaling the fumes, and then like 20-30 minutes later I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? I'm high as a bit. You see what I'm saying? You have to be cognizant of the mistakes and of the things you do. Not necessarily the mistakes, but you have to be cognizant of the things you do so that way you don't make the mistakes, right? And she apologized for it, and I completely understand. That's on one side of the spectrum. But I would be lying to you, right? I would really be lying to you if I were to sit here and say that I'm not one of these people that's like, man, come on, dog. It's just some fucking weed. Okay? It's just some weed, man. She is literally a once in a generational, naturally gifted, naturally talented athlete. You could make an argument for her being the fastest woman in the world, right? It's just some weed, dog. But I don't make the rules. If I did, man, weed, fuck, get out of here. What? You smoke some, man, whatever. Get out, go out there, beat their ass. Go fucking fuck them up. You know what I'm saying? But this is the world we live in. And when you go and when you opt to go into these environments and when you opt to do these things, you know, and the Olympics have been, man, look at the Olympics. Just all I'm gonna say is do your own research, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. When it comes to certain regulations of certain types of people, there is a lot of bullshit that goes into it. A lot. Just it's a simple Google search and a click away. Trust me, all of it is right there in front of you. You know, and let's talk about the people who are like saying the dumb shit, like, yeah, I knew it was something that she was doing. Ain't no way she could da 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 da. See, man, listen. We have to get out of the mode of immediately destroying people for making mistakes like this. Now, if you go out here and kill somebody and you know what the fuck you're doing, man, come on, dog. You know, you can't help somebody that does shit like that. But for a simple mistake like smoking a blunt, hitting the bong, like, get the fuck out of here, man. Come on. What are we really talking about? How is this going to affect her performance in the Olympics when she gets there? Right? How? I just really want to know how, aside from calming her down. It's her first time there. She might be overly anxious. She might have anxiety that we don't know about. You know, she might be, you know, doing some, you know, battling some demons. Who knows? And maybe the marijuana is something that calms her down. And this is just purely my opinion, right? You can have a completely different one. But what if that's the case? It's not that big a deal. But here again, excuse me, she is a once in a generation, naturally gifted, naturally talented. Probably won't see something like her again for quite some time. Athlete. So it only makes sense that certain people, quote unquote, want to suppress that, want to make it hard. You know, don't want to give you, you know, any type of leeway. Like, you have to be 100% strict. You have to be perfect. You got to be right across the ball with it. Nothing else matters. Right? And here and when you get into that situation, this is where we end up. Over some weed. But hey, like I said in the beginning, I can completely understand both sides, and I hate to be the guy that plays both sides of the fence, you know, because in most situations there's always, you know, two people or multiple people fucking up in the situation, and then there's the truth. But this is one of those rare situations where I can definitely understand, you know, if you're going to be a part of this organization, if you're going to be a part of this, you know, type of thing, you have to abide by the rules and regulations that go along with it if you want to participate. But at the same time, some of the rules are like really fucking ridiculous. But it's that way so that certain people, quote unquote, can't necessarily succeed, if you catch my drift. Or they make it hard on you to succeed. But that's just purely my opinion. As this thing unfolds, I'll be making more videos about it as we learn more things. Do I think she's gonna get into the Olympics? I do. I really do. I think this is gonna be one of those things where it's like you can't really hold her down because of something so fucking stupid as smoking marijuana. Right? Isn't that shit like legal here? You know what I mean? Aren't corporations making gwillions of fucking dollars off of something that a lot of people got arrested for back. Hey, we ain't even gonna get into that. But here again, my honest opinion, I think she will participate in the Olympics. And when she does, she is going to blow it out of the fucking water. Because, for the third time, she is a once in a generation, naturally gifted, naturally talented, unreasonable gap closing speed athlete. Right? If aliens, who apparently are real now, were to come down here and say, hey, one of y'all got a race to save everybody's life, I'm putting her in the front lines. She got it. Right? She got it. But that's just my opinion. Get in the comment section and tell me how you feel about it. And man, it sucks that we're in this situation. But like I said, as it continues to unfold, I'll be, updating everybody, posting things online. Make sure to follow me on TikTok at Abdul Aesthetics. Matter of fact, follow me everywhere. Abdul Aesthetics, ABDUL_ABD. Ooh, Lord, that's the first time I fucked up. Oh, that's the first time I messed that up. ABDULAESTHETICS. Follow me at Abdul. What? Abdul underscore aesthetics. Well, my speech is just all over the place, bro. TikTok, Instagram. Follow the podcast on Instagram at Handle That Podcast. Where we just post all types of great content, relationship advice, things like that. I'm actually going to be making more relationship advice for this channel, for this podcast channel. But with that being said, for the 1 millionth time, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Everybody stay groovy, stay classy, and above all else, handle it.